Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm one of the co-hosts of Booktalks podcast, and this is Reading with Riss. Just for reference, this will be a spoiler video. So if you have not read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, do not listen any further. I've made a spoiler-free video, which I will link somewhere on the screen or down below, depending on my YouTube skills. Since this is a spoiler video and we've already read the book, I am not going to give an overview or anything like that. I'm just gonna jump in. Okay, so I just finished The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. And it has been eating me up inside because the ending was convoluted. I actually wound up on a whole Goodreads discussion board trying to get some answers because I was so upset by the ending. Here's my issue with the ending. I know what Ruth Ware was going for, right? She was going for 2 bodies are found. One is Richard's, one was Anne's, his wife. And we were led to believe throughout the book that it was actually going to be Lo's or potentially Cassie's. Is that her name? Sorry, just checked. It's Carrie, not Cassie. Anyway, as soon as I finished the book, I was like, but wait, the clothes. Because in my mind, when Judah identified the clothes as Lo and he sent out the email to the friends and family and he was like, it's looking kind of bad, say some prayers. In my mind, I was like, oh, they found her clothes on a body. That's why they contacted him. Obviously, if they found clothes on a body and they're Lo's, then Carrie died. I was just very confused. I had to re-listen to the ending of the book because when it was determined that Richard and Anne's bodies were uncovered, I knew that the clothes couldn't have been on Anne's body because she was tossed over in the first 50 pages of the book. So it couldn't have been Anne, which meant the clothes would have had to have been on Richard's body. And I was thinking, why would the police have asked Judah to identify the clothes on a man's body? Because obviously that's not Lo. But as it turns out, the clothes were just separately found and they were like, hey Judah, whose clothes are these? He was like, oh, those are Lo's. Which is stupid to me because that proves nothing. It just proves some clothes were found. I don't know. But that's what really confused me and threw me off. Another thing that threw me off is that how did they find Anne's body? I'm sorry, but it was thrown in the middle of the Black Sea. There is no way it washed ashore. I mean, I just don't see it. I'm not a marine biologist. I don't know how the ocean works, but come on. She's thrown out in the middle of the sea and they happen to find her body. I don't know about that. One other thing that really did not make sense to me about the ending was Lo was crying over Carrie's death at the end of the book and Judah had to comfort her and tell her it wasn't her fault. But 2 bodies were found. One was Anne's and one was Richard's. Why would she have been crying over Carrie's body? It did not make sense to me that she was crying over Carrie's body. That she was so convinced one of the bodies was found was Carrie's. That just, it was weird. Especially considering the ending, Carrie didn't die. I think that's what led a lot of people to believe 3 bodies were found. And I think that just added to the whole confusion of the ending because some people thought 3 bodies were found. Some people thought 2 female bodies were found. Obviously, I thought a body was found with Lo's clothes on it, which would signify Carrie's death. And then you have Lo crying over Carrie's death. And then you find out on the very last page, Carrie's not dead. It probably all fits together if I were to go back and like really analyze it. But I would say just in a quick read or a quick listen, it didn't make sense to me personally. Let me know if you disagree. I guess my big issue with this book is just that I got to the end and I questioned a lot of things and I don't really want to take the time to go back and re-listen when I'm not sure if I would get the answers I want. So let me know in the comments what you thought about the ending of this book, if you were satisfied with it, if it confused you. It's just really hard when you read a book and you want to discuss it with someone and no one around you has read the book. So that is why we are here on BookTube. Please discuss this with me because it has been eating me alive. I understand that the clothes were found separately, and I understand that Carrie wired Lo the money, but when I got to the end, I was not satisfied that all the clues were there, and I was not satisfied that the author hadn't made a mistake somewhere along the way. Like I said, I'm not gonna go back and re-listen or reread any more than what I already have, so I can't say for sure she did make any mistakes. It's just personally, I just didn't have like a satisfied aha moment, you know, like when you read a really good thriller and you're like, oh, I should have seen that coming. Didn't have that with this book. I'm gonna give her another chance, and like I said, I am reading more of her books, so we will probably have more Ruth Ware discussions coming up in the future. So if that's something that interests you, give this video a like, hit the subscribe, and please do comment below, even if like you completely disagree with me, because I'm still reeling from this book and I need someone to explain it to me. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Reading with Riss, and I will see you guys next time.